Hello and welcome to Black Crow Gaming. We are live, and it's been a while since we've been live. We
I've
haven't
not done a
done
live in a while. Yeah,
no, not in ever such a long time actually.
no.
And I think it's because we've got a bit of a special day. I think a
What happened?
certain emergency patch has dropped, Simon.
Oh, good. Thank God for that.
The hashtag fix the meta worked.
Yeah, that never happens.
Well, it's still questionable.
Well, yeah,
It's in
yeah.
doubt. But yes, I can confirm that there has been an emergency patch and there has been several updates today. Not only has there been the Minotaur and Field Manual update, the Balanced Data Slate has had a cheeky update, although I checked that I couldn't see anything. There has also
No, it's
been,
just the big three that have been affected, isn't it?
yeah, Vulcan, Histan has come out. Been some salamanders have got a new detachment
I
come out,
quite like the look of that.
which is pretty tasty. But folks, if
Yeah.
you're in the chat, please feel free to just drop us a message, say hello. I'm just going to get the conversation started. Hey all. As we look to kind of go through and live react to these points updates and how they may impact the meta itself. So I do wonder how it's going to go. I don't know if this is going to really be that impactful. What do you reckon?
Oh, yeah. Well, what? By the sounds of it, you're essentially losing an armager for the points cost.
So let's just give a little bit of obviously backstory here. So for the last sort of few weeks, we have been in this horrible Death Guard meta. Then Imperial Knights came out, and they were quite frankly
Disgusting.
disgusting.
Yeah.
And Chaos Knights equally have been quite good. And it got to a point where you were seeing what 5 big knights on the table, which
Yeah, Josh. Ugh.
which is a lot.
It
It's a lot.
is.
It's a lot of
There's too
knights.
many.
Too many knights. So, Games Workshop or Warhammer has decided to do this emergency patch. I do question why at this stage when potentially a data slate is about a month away.
Um,
And
they
some people
obviously
have
are
suggested
concerned.
Nova, didn't they? The Nova
Yeah,
Open.
like they are concerned because there's been obviously Death Guard have been absolutely pantsing people left, right, and centre, um, and they're just very, very cheap for what they can achieve. 6-inch deep strike all over the board, and they've just got multiple units that can just be everywhere.
Yeah, it just I'm a bit unsure. And Kieran has just popped in saying that the Imperial Knight player Discord is mostly unfazed, just
Yeah,
confusing at them bumping the worst knights that weren't seeing play. So let's have a look at that. We'll kind of go through that. But obviously we've got some wonderful sponsors and you can find them in our Linktree and they give you some excellent discounts. But me and Simon are going to continue to kind of go through some of these changes. So let's have a look at the Chaos Knights. So as you can see, there's a bit of a sea of red here, folks.
yeah,
And
good.
what is kind of quite apparent is that knights which were very really too cheap have gone
Yeah,
up by the looks of it 30 points on average. Some 140 points, some only 15, but they're all kind of creeping towards the closer part of 400 point models
yeah,
again, but they're just south of 400 points.
yeah.
Do we think that's that impactful? Are we going to end up going
Um,
back to War Dog spam again?
is that the best attachment? I don't know if War Dogs are still useful or as good as they were in Index and the end of ninth.
I mean, I think
Um,
they're still good. I mean,
oh,
you're still
yeah, they're still
getting
going to be good, but when there's
140
other,
points, 130 points for War Dogs. I think maybe you'll see more of a blend of units on knights now. Maybe.
yeah, maybe. Sorry, just Corvin just piped up in the group chat. Thousand Sons. Told you Thousand Sons were fine. Perfectly balanced army. Shut up. Just
Yeah,
no.
I do. I wonder how impactful this slate on Chaos Knights really is going to be.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't really see Chaos Knights as the big bad. However, I wonder is it because they've increasing the cost of Imperial Knights that they felt that they had to really increase the cost of Chaos Knights?
You probably. I mean, the Feel No Pain certainly has more of an impact for Imperial Knights than it does for Chaos Knights. Something
Yeah,
with a 4-up invul continuously getting a 6-up invul and then a 6-up Feel No Pain and a 5-up Feel No Pain is quite horrendous.
yeah, that's pretty impactful. The Chaos
Yeah.
Knights are, I think Knight players will probably be like, okay, but they always had the better War Dog variant. You know, the
Yeah.
smaller chassis. They always had the better one. So Chaos Knights, I think, are going to be able to pivot quite easily onto a different style of play if they need to.
Yeah.
Or it might be that they were never actually maxing on knights and they were taking always a blend, and it's not actually going to have a massive effect on them at all.
No.
I feel like this is
Because
probably
they've had an enhancement change, right? The points have gone up for the enhancement. What does that enhancement do for Chaos?
Warpborn Stalker. Don't actually know, chat. Do you know what Warpborn Stalker does? What is that? Is that the Uppy Downy Knight? That's the Uppy Downy Knight, isn't it? The
Okay.
what? So that has had an increase, which you know doesn't make
So
us.
yeah.
I completely get it. I think actually the general points increase. I mean, the War Dog Carnival has gone up by 10 points. That's the only War Dog that's gone up. But still, is it that impactful? I don't
No.
know. I don't know.
No.
Yeah, James Cohen agreed with me. It is the Uppy Downy one. So I 25 points as an enhancement on an Uppy Downy Big Knight. I still think you take it.
Yeah, of course you would.
Because why wouldn't you? You just the flexibility of play that gives you on that large knight
Yeah.
is pretty
You've had points
impactful.
increases, which means you're probably going to have more point spare because everything's gone up.
Yeah, it's. I think you're gonna be all right.
Yeah,
I
should be fine.
think Chaos Knights are gonna be absolutely fine. So then the next one after that, let's see what we can find. Is it Imperial? It's Death Guard.
God.
Now,
Yeah,
Death Guard
good.
has had some changes. So in the Black Crow, some of the Black Crow chats, some of the guys' lists were put in, and essentially their list went up by like 190 points.
Yeah, yeah.
Things like Poxwalkers going up have gone up to, for example,
5
65
points each.
5 points each, so 65 points for 10 models. I still think you take them. I still think that's
Yeah,
dirt cheap, and you need them. In
yeah.
Death Shroud Terminators have gone up to 160 points for 3 or 320 points for 6. Now,
They're
someone
more
says,
expensive than Deathwing Knights, but they're still as impactful.
are they still easily the best knights in the game? I'm curious about something though, because I think 6 custodian Alaris custodians are 40 points more expensive than 6 Death Shroud Terminators.
Oh, okay.
And Death Shroud Terminators are miles better.
Yeah, yeah,
Because they essentially are custodian Terminator profile. They're
yeah,
toughness 7. I think they've got 4 wounds,
yeah,
and they, quite frankly, they hit about a bazillion times harder.
yeah.
They've got a 6-inch steep strike. We don't have the Alaris custodians don't have that. In my opinion, Death Shroud Terminators could have gone up even more.
Yeah, I mean, they probably could have, but then that just seems a very, very knee-jerk reaction. I mean, if you've got the mobility and speed to play around them, they're not as scary as long as you can screen out.
But that's the challenge, isn't it?
I'm saying now as a Jakari player because that's what I am now. Screw the Wolves and Marines because I like my Jakari again. It's yeah, you can screen, you can move around, you can just get behind them, and it's. I don't feel like they're as scary as a elf player as I do as a Marine player.
I think there's been some other there's some key points increases. So the bloat drones have gone up.
Yep.
The heavy blight launcher bloat drone has gone up to 120 points. I still think you take those at
Oh yeah,
120
of course you will.
points.
You just won't take 6. You'll just take 4.
I think you still can take those. I think Lord of Contagion has gone up. Biological Purifier has gone up. So their characters have gone up.
All the
So
buffing units. Yep.
certain lots of models have having the key. Some of the key models have gone up. I don't think we're going to see Plague Burst Crawlers at 210 points.
I'm sure somebody will build with it because
I just feel like that's quite a lot of points.
it is. But if you're not taking the extra Terminators now, then you've probably got Plague Burst Crawlers instead, maybe.
It's PBCs. They were problems, especially in it was Mortarian's hammer, wasn't it? That they were
Yeah.
particularly efficient. I do note as well that largely other units that are still good in in Death Guard are pretty much untouched.
Yeah.
Like so, it's interesting. Like the Blight Lord Terminators, they've been untouched. Plague Marines are untouched. And Plague Marines
Yeah,
are
I
still
can't
really
imagine
good.
Plague Marines would ever get touched. They seem fine. Like they're just still Marines. Yeah, fine, they're toughness 6, but they're still just Marines.
They are just Marines. I think it's more the army rule, isn't it? The army rule with
Yeah.
impact on your opponent's army is pretty massive. Like the -1 to wound or -1 toughness, and
Yeah.
not -1 to wound, -1 toughness, -1 to your save. That's really
Yes.
impactful. Do I think this is going to have a huge impact on Death Guard players? I still think they're ridiculously good. I
Yeah.
still think they're probably going to be towards the top of meta. Exceedingly Lizzie, thank you for joining. She has put Death Shroud are borderline, but it's the overall support they get from other units to cause contagion to get them 6 inches in. That's right. Look. There's gonna be. I think Death Guard players will be able to pivot from this.
Yeah. You'll
Um,
probably just see one unit of 6 with Typhus that can be an absolute nuisance, which benefits the rest of the army.
I mean, yeah, like essentially, you just now look at different builds that are just also
Yeah.
still as efficient.
They've still got some fantastic data sheets. They've still got fantastic army rules.
I just don't. I just think Plague Burst Crawler at 210 points is a lot. I mean, the
Yeah.
guns on it, yes, are very good, but is it worth taking
2 of
as
those
many?
with 6 Death Shroud and Typhus being just under 1,000 points is quite a lot of input.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
That is a lot. But then there's also the other detachments are all good, so they can just pivot, go on to a different detachment, and
Oh
play a
god, yeah.
different
Yeah.
style.
Somebody that's got a big collection like our own Ray, or somebody that's got a fantastic collection of Death Guard is probably looking at it going, okay, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, like is it going to be that impactful?
If you've just bought all the Death Shroud, you're probably gonna be quite upset.
I think they've done this to try it to see if this will change the outcome, because I think Nova's coming in a couple of weeks, isn't it? And
Yeah.
that is a Games Workshop event.
Yes.
So I wonder if this patch has come out because they're like, look, we're hosting an event next. The next big event is us. We don't want it to be filled with Imperial Knight Death Guard because it will just look bad for the competitive scene.
Yeah.
Let's do this. See if this changes. Is it drastic enough? Is it a big enough change to be impactful from Chaos Knights and Death Guard so far?
Yeah, probably.
I think it's definitely going to change the output. I think if it gets rid of that horrible, like, just armies with constant 6-inch deep strike, and if it stops the voted bloat drone with heavy blight launchers just being there all the time.
If there's one less big knight on a table on GW terrain, then it's probably a good thing.
Yes, I think so. And also as well with like looking at the Death Guard, if there is less bloat drones with heavy blight launchers on the table, that is a good thing, because those things can suck a big one.
Yeah, they're horrible.
Yeah. Post rubric life choices. Maybe a test run to see if more changes are needed in the data slate. You know what? Post rubric. That's probably quite a good point. And
it's not a knee-jerk reaction that GW have done in previous.
No, I mean, I was expecting
quite
this
a
slate
measured
to come.
reaction.
Yeah, I was expecting this to come considerably sooner.
Yeah, yeah. But it's nice to see that they've done these changes and it's not completely nerfed to oblivion. You're never going to use them again. You'd still go, okay, I can use these.
Yeah, I mean, Meta Monday just gone. You know, Death Guard was still really high up. Everything did well. And Kieran's just put a really good point here. People are unlikely to drop the big knights just yet. Only 100-point list changes. People just drop an armature and take an enhancement.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Losing an armature, is that really that impactful?
No.
But again, I don't think you're not going to see the 5 big knights on the table.
You can't.
So that in itself could be quite healthy.
Yeah.
Any other points you want to make some regarding the Death Guard scenario?
No. I played them. That was the last game I played at Ragnar, and they're fairly sort of meta list. And I don't. Yes, fine. You've heard the boogeyman stories about them, and they are very, very nasty. But you can play around them, and now I think they're probably a more of a even playing field now that they've had points increases. You'll see one less unit of Death Shroud, say.
Yeah, and the characters going up in price is rightly deserved on
Yes.
points because you're just stacking so many rules onto
Yeah.
already a good unit. It just seemed ridiculous, like the amount of damage output they could put out. I remember watching one of the Art of War videos, and they were just like, being able to pick up almost like 2,500, 3,000 points of an army in a turn. That seems crazy, and that's pretty much what Death Guard could do if they really pushed it. Hi Clay Blaze, thank you for joining. I think Death Shroud's at 280 with Lord of Change, when Deathwing Knights at 250 might be okay, but Deathwing Knights just die quickly now. There's a lot of damage free in the meta. Yeah, but Deathwing Knights are still tougher than most Terminators. Our very own Toby was trying to make out that they're not as efficient. They're still pretty good.
It's because he plays Blood Angels now.
Yeah, he's no longer. He doesn't want to be the top Dark Angel player anymore. He's got a meta to chase.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. Like, it's an interesting change, and Death Guard players seeing 190 points increase on their list. It seems quite extreme at a first look. You might sit there and go, "Blooming heck!"
Yeah.
But actually, you probably can pivot and change and drop and pick up other things. Kieran, you can still get 5 big, just less support. Canis, Atrapos, and 3 Christoris is under 2,000 points.
Wow.
There you go.
Well, I know Josh he took his 5 big knights and a navigator to Ragnar, and he's already changed his list from that anyway. And he's not a huge fan of the Atropos or whatever it was. I don't think.
Let's actually go down to knights. Let's find them. I don't know why they didn't put them behind.
Yeah, they changed 3 things and kept the whole sheet the same. Fine.
So, Index Imperial Knights. So they're pretty much red across the board.
Yeah.
And
is this to get it ready for the new codex?
I mean, it must be, right? Canis Rex went up 35 points. Knight Castellan went up 15 points. I think the Knight Castellan actually only going up by 15 points you're okay with.
Yeah.
Some of the other, like the Atrapos, went up by 40 points.
Yeah.
And
Canis Rex is still probably an auto include. He's still fantastic.
He is still fantastic, yeah. My favourite will always be the Knight Lancer. I think they're just dope.
Yeah. It probably hurts people that were taking as an ally Canis Rex.
Yes, I think it does. It does impact us more. All of a sudden, like people were putting them into a custody build and losing, and Canis Rex now being at 415 points, I think might be too steep for a custody build. We've got some more conversations in the chat. So from a DST being toughness higher than Deathwing Knight, having range weapon ability to drop 6 inches away is far better than Deathwing Knights alone, who's been continuously hit hard every update. We got Kieran going in with a poor Archaron, 2d6 flamer and middling melee plus 30 points. Yeah, I think a blanket increase on all of them was actually more just to bring them all in line with one another.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like potentially you could have gone a little bit less hard on some of the other knights. What do you think?
The fact that there's going to be 5 big knights on the table still is quite scary, but they just don't have the chaff to be able to do anything else. They've still got the ability to sticky the home objective, or to sticky, because I know Josh was doing that with the Castellan. So it's still a big threat.
So they're still sticking objectives. Right, that's fine.
Yes.
That's just part of what they do.
Yeah, just
I
means they
think
can't hold it if they're taking big knights. They've got to sticky and then move away potentially.
I think what the big point for Knights was is that all of a sudden they became wildly more efficient.
Yeah.
Like the one thing I noticed when I was watching some of the Knight players over on the Ragnar GT this weekend, their output was more efficient, and it was quite crippling. And if you can't deal with the stat check, which is all those big chassis, it all of a sudden becomes a lot more hard. Like they made them less tough, but gave them more wounds, which actually, in a manner of speaking, might have made them actually stronger.
Yes.
And that's okay. Like you do that, but I think the Knights were way too cheap initially. I can see that only 100 points increase isn't that big a deal. I think actually like more competitive Knight builds will be looking at 3 big Knights and then multiple armatures. Chat, tell me if I'm wrong or if you've got other ideas, but I think that's probably where it may be going. And then you may bring in some allies from Imperial agents just as like chaff to hold your back lines or whatever. I think now, especially now the PBCs have gone up, the idea of having navigators in your list who can just like 12-inch deny probably becomes a little bit more attractive.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Like it's cool. We might get a little bit more variation. We might see some changes. Is it going to be impactful enough though?
Will there be any events using it this weekend? Probably not.
No.
So we won't have any data for a couple of weeks.
Nova's in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It'll be Nova, and then we'll get a big slate, and then it'll be LGT.
Yes.
What I'm really interested in is now we've seen this, what the hell is going to change in the balanced data slate?
No. The line will get cheaper. Deathwing Knights will go more expensive because they just don't like them, apparently.
Yeah, they love to continually nerf that unit.
Yeah. Gilliman will get cheaper because reasons.
You know what? Post rubric, you're just going to get more goats and hoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
More goats. The goat meta will become more of a thing, and that's just what's going to happen now.
Yeah, if goats and Magnus don't get touched, then there's no justice in this world.
Not the goats. See, the chat don't like the goats.
No.
I personally think that the idea of a goat meta is ridiculous. The fact that they can do what they do just blows my mind. I'm also impressed that Thousand Suns didn't get touched in this emergency slate drop.
Are they as impactful as Death Guard as the Chaos Knights and Knights have been?
Well, check what they did at WTC. People were taking Thousand Sun players to take on Death Guard.
Yeah, of course they were. And most of those matches, the Thousand Suns were winning. So
now we're going to be looking at potentially Thousand Suns going a step maybe higher, potentially. Yeah. It all depends on where this Death Guard meta pivots. I'm not a Death Guard player, so I can't really comment on how the new list builds are going to look. But what I can see is that the stuff that was impactful and particularly damaging to the style of play I have has gone up in points.
Yeah.
Am I, the next time I go against a Death Guard player, going to notice a difference? That's the big question.
Yeah, you're going to notice one less Death Shroud unit dropping in.
So instead of getting tabled by turn 3, I'll get tabled by turn 4.
Play better.
Yeah, it sounds like a skill issue. Sounds like a skill issue. Yeah. I'm interested to see how Nova goes.
Yes.
I think these are still going to be the boogie lists.
Of course they are. Like it's a good. I feel it's a good change. It's not knee-jerk reaction.
I agree, and I think if chat really agree, they should super chat us for roll more 4 pluses. Roll more 4 pluses. We got this.
True.
Sure.
I can't play Space Marines anymore because I can't roll 4 ups. 5 up, feel no pain. Not a problem.
No, I could be a squishy dark elfie.
Yeah. Piece of piss.
Yeah. roll high dice when I need to. I think we need to salt bath Darren Chapman's dice.
Yeah, and Corbyn's, because him and Ant had 9 sixes in a row to roll to see who went first.
Yeah,
in their game.
that's obscene. That's the
That
odds
was
of that
stupid.
are wild. Yeah.
And every time he said, "This is going to be a 6," it was a 6. So yeah, check his dice.
It's interesting that like the WTC has happened. We then get an emergency slate.
Yeah.
It's almost like GW planned this.
Yeah. It's almost
Let
like
the
they listen to the
WTC
community sometimes.
happen. Literally a week later, bang, emergency slate, or 2 weeks later, emergency slate.
Yeah, it's good.
I think actually I like the fact that they have emergency slated. I wouldn't have been that bothered if they just waited until the balanced data slate, to be honest.
No, but like you said, it's because Nova's coming up and they want to not have people. They don't want to have a full field of just Death Guard and Imperial Knights. They probably want to see what the next issue is. You may be right that Thousand Suns may be the next big bad.
I think that they will be a problem.
I'm assuming Votan's probably going to be available then, so maybe they're going to be good. Don't know.
So Votan, they also had some points changes as well.
Yeah, they've just had the codex come
so
live.
People are still trying to work this out. I know some people have been looking at the idea of having shed loads of Berserks, because there's a detachment that can make Berserks battle line. So 60 Berserks is a thing.
Wow. Who's running 60 Berserks?
Our very own Paul Bridge ran 60 Berserks yesterday.
Oh, God. God.
Chat, how would you feel about running into 60 Berserks with mole launchers just running at you up the board? How'd that make you feel?
They're still squishy, right?
They are squishy, but they hit like a bus.
They do.
Hey, coping. Bad feeling. I like this. This is like a truth circle. Keep them coming, chat.
Yeah.
Flamers. 5 up armor, 4 up feel no pain.
Yeah. The 4 up feel no pain's really nasty.
The 4 up feel no pain is really nasty, yeah.
They're 1 wound each or 2 wounds?
They're 1 wound now. They did go down a wound.
Okay.
But they are cheap. Let's have a look. Like, so the Berserks here. Where are my eyes?
Someone's at me door. 1 second.
Oh no, we've lost a Simon. Guys, why can't I see the Berserk? Oh, here they are. Cathodian Berserks. So 200 points for 10 models. So you're looking at 1,200 points to take 60. I think that's quite a lot. I'm not entirely sure you take. I don't think 60 is worth it, but I could definitely see a world of 30. Jonathan Wilson, Knights are lame. Yeah, damn straight, Jonathan. I agree. Knights are lame. They look cool, but they've been lame to play against recently. We've also got. There's been some changes. Some of the newer models have had their points changes. So we've got the Arcanist Evaluator, that's gone up. The Hecton Land Fortress went up by 15 points. That's now 240 points of a party bus. I think that's probably about right. The Iron Kin Steeljacks have gone up.
No worries. That's all right.
So, literally today, the only thing that has come out changes is Leagues of Vokan, the Imperial Knights, Chaos Knights, and Death Guard have all had points, and it's been largely a nerf. Thunderkin have been made cheaper. Icon Steeljacks have been made cheaper.
Hi.
With melee gems. Hello, Simon.
Sorry.
There is a detachment we can review as well, Simon.
And I like that.
You've been having a look at this detachment. So, chat, are you ready to strap in and look at some detachment?
It's fun. I don't know if it's any good.
So
seems fun.
The Forge Fathers Seekers.
Seekers.
So, Simon, talk us through it. Take the mic.
So ranged weapons equipped by Adeptus Astartes have the assault ability, and each time an attack made with such a weapon targets within 12, add 1 to strength. Cool. Extra strength. So the Flamers, which you're probably going to want to take because Infernus squads can do action and advance and shoot and finish the action. It's really good. You're not going to take it, but it's quite good.
It's
Hello.
it's an interesting change. I think it's great that salamanders are getting some love and they're getting a model where they got the new Vulcan model, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Is this more fluffy than it is efficient?
I mean, to be fair, I quite like the sound of adamantine mantle, where you get to subtract 1 from the damage, and if it's a melt or a torrent weapon, you turn it to damage 1. That's quite fun.
So what would you put it onto? The unkillable
yeah,
captain in
yeah,
Gravis armor.
yeah.
So each time an attack is allocated to the bearer, subtract 1 from the damage characteristic of the attack, and if that attack was made with a melt or torrent weapon, change the damage characteristic of that attack to 1 instead. It feels particularly specific.
Yes. The others you just look at and go, add 1 to attack characteristics of a torrent weapon. Well, by models in the bearer's unit. Okay. So what's it? D6 plus 1 on the Inferno squads?
That's right, yeah.
So suddenly becomes D6 plus 2.
You do get quite a big output.
You do. They really want us to buy Inferno squads.
They do. Some of the enhancements quite interesting as well. Add 1 to the attack characteristic of torrent weapons equipped of the bearer's units. Yeah, we discussed about that. Adeptus War Tempered Artifice. Add 3 to the strength characteristic of the bearer's melee weapons. That could be quite tasty.
Yeah.
Adeptus status model only. Forged in battle. While the bearer is leading a unit once per turn, after making a hit roll or saving throw for a model in that unit, you can change the result of that roll to an unmodified 6. That's quite good because it's once per turn, and I find that actually is quite impactful modifying dice rolls.
Yeah, if I could have that on my 2-up save Archon, that'd be great.
No,
that'd be stupid.
Would they get around melter damage?
Would
yes,
get Kieran. The whole melter.
Kieran, yeah, that does get around the melter damage. Because if that attack was made with a melter or torrent, change the direct characteristic of that attack to 1. So doesn't matter what you got, you're just changing the whole attack characteristic to 1.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty powerful when you're going in with, like, it makes Eradicators just not particularly efficient into that unit. I think that could be quite tasty going into Blade Guard, or Blade Guard unit would be quite nice. But it is only to the bearer, not to the
unit. So I think on a one, just
one character. So the Gravis
Captain Gravis armor would be grand.
Yeah, it just makes him extra hard.
Yeah.
So the stratagems we've got: Armor of Contempt. We all know what Armor of Contempt does.
Yep.
What's the next one?
Space Wolves don't get it.
No, we don't get defensive buffs. What's the next one?
Crucible of Battle. If you're within 6, add 1 to the room roll. Cool.
Okay, that's pretty nice on flamers. I particularly like it if you're coming out of a drop pod.
Yeah. You're never going to go in a drop pod. You just go in an Impulsor or a Pulsar or a Land Raider.
Yeah, and you just get out.
Land Raider Redeemer.
Is that in shooting and fight? That is in the shooting and fight phase.
Yeah.
So when you're in combat, it could be really spicy.
Yeah.
Blade Guards just all of a sudden get a bit more space.
Yes.
Your movement phase just after Raffle Inferno. Your movement phase just after an Adept's infantry army falls back till the end of the turn. You're eligible to shoot in the turn in which it fell back. Just shoot. It's not a shoot and charge.
No.
So it's not.
If you've got flamers and you've been tagged after overwatching, then grand. Just going to fall back and flame you.
Yeah. Flames. This immolation protocols is 2 CP.
There's a reason.
1 Adeptus Astartes unit from your army that has been selected to shoot its phase until the end of the phase. Torrent weapons equipped by models in that unit have the devastating wounds ability. That is nuts.
Yeah. Do they have the ability to reroll wounds with any characters? Doesn't Vulcan allow you to reroll wounds or something?
That's wild. We'll look at Vulcan's data sheet in a minute, but that is a very good stratagem.
It is, but it's 2 CP, but there's a reason because there's no cap on that.
Yeah, you don't care. There's no cap. If you've got 10 Infernus Marines and you drop that into something, and they roll hot, and the next thing you know, you've got like 50 wounds going into something, that will kill anything.
Of course it will.
That's wild. Whoa.
No, you're not having Thousand Suns Flamers were devastating. No post rubric. No.
No.
Bad.
We're not about that life.
No.
Then for 1 CP, we've got Burning Vengeance. Your opponent's shooting phase just after an enemy unit has shot. 1 Adeptus Astartes transport unit from your army that was selected as a target for 1 or more attacking units. 1 unit embarked within the transport can disembark as if it was the movement phase and can then shoot. Okay. Okay, that is also very good.
It is. They've got that in the Firestorm detachment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've banked 3 CP, you could literally, in your opponent's phase, get out, shoot, because it's as if it is your shooting phase.
Yeah.
So surely Immolation Protocol then works as well.
Yes, because it's your shooting phase. You can do the activation.
That could just be
Disgusting.
wild.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't think this detachment's that bad so far. I think there's going to be people out
I
there
quite
that'll
like
be
it. It's making me want to buy the new Vulcan, that's for sure.
Yeah. Blazing Earth. Last one. Start of your opponent's charge phase. 1 Adept Starters unit from your army equipped with 1 or more torrent weapons. Select 1 enemy unit. Excluding monsters, vehicles, and fly keyword. Within 12 and visible to your unit until the end of the phase. Each time that unit declares a charge, it subtract 2 from the charge roll.
Nice.
Okay, yeah,
So
nice.
can intercessors, they can have a hand flamer?
Yeah.
Cool. So you just put a hand flamer in your intercessor squad. That's on your home objective and just go, cool, flame. -2 to your charge.
Yeah.
That's quite nice.
Yeah, this is Blazing Earth. I think this is actually quite a good attachment. So let's just go over it again. Seeking Companions. Vulcan's Quest. Ranged weapons equipped with Adept Astartes model from your army have the assault ability, and each time an attack made with these weapon, a unit within 12, add 1 to the strength characteristic of that weapon. That is good. We like that.
Yeah. So the Infernus are strength 5 already, so they go strength 6? Well, they
And
strength
you can
6.
start to perform an action in a turn in which it advanced, shoot in the turn in which it started to perform an action. So you can shoot an action, advance an action.
That's only on the Infernus squads, and if you've got Vulcan.
Yeah, but you need.
So it's not everybody, it's just on the Infernus, which is still good.
You would take it though. Let's see what
You
Vulcan
take
does.
3.
What does Vulcan? Are they battle line?
No.
So you can take 3. So Kylo's event on Saturday is using the new points. Well, Kylo, what were you taking? Were you taking your Imperial Knights? Because if so, you need to do some theory crafting there, my friend. So Vulcan Hastan, he is a movement 6, toughness 4, 2 up, 4 up, 5 wounds, 6 up, leadership, 1 OC. He comes with the Gauntlet of the Forge and a pistol. Ignores cover, pistol, torrent. So he's which is D6 plus 3, strength 6, AP 1, 1 damage. So it makes him strength 7 in that detachment. Strength 7's quite good.
That's really good.
His melee weapon has got devastating wounds. He gets 6 attacks, weapon skill 2+, strength 6, AP 2, 2 damage. He's got a 6 up feel no pain as well. In your shooting phase, select 1 enemy unit within 24 inches invisible to this model until the end of the phase. Each time a friendly Adept Astartes model makes a ranged attack with a torrent or melter that targets the enemy unit, you can re-roll the wound roll. Holy crap!
There you go. So 10-man blob of Infernus squad with the 2 CP strap. See that knight over there? I don't want to see it anymore.
Could you actually one pop a knight with?
We need to know what the Infernus squad flamer is. It's I'm pretty sure it's D6 plus 1, so it then becomes D6 plus 2 if you've got the enhancement.
I'm gonna have a look. Is it definitely not battle line Infernus squads?
I just don't know.
No, they're not.
Kieran's got a point that Vulcan might make them battle line, but I don't think that's a thing.
So Infernus squads, they have got a strength 5, AP 1, 1 damage. So it becomes strength 6. Their abilities are in your shooting phase. After this unit has shot, you can select 1 infantry unit hit by 1 or more of those attacks by the and that unit must take a battle shot, subtracting 1 from the test. Yeah, like that. I find that very useful.
What's the
So the next part of the abilities of Vulcan is the first time this model is set up on the battlefield, select 1 objective marker on the battlefield. While this model is within range of that objective marker, this model has an objective characteristic of 10, a leadership characteristic of 5, and a feel no pain. What?
Oh, he's brilliant.
So there's my natural expansion, and you are
Yeah.
never coming near it.
Nope.
I rate it. I think
There's
it's
30 there's 30 Infernus just around him just going.
just flaming bugs. It would be great. This matchup in the Tyrannus would be hilarious.
Oh yeah.
But it's essentially, the flamers are all strength 6, AP 1/1 damage. Ignore cover.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Rerolling wounds with a dev wounding. I mean, I'd love to know the math. So if you've got 10 was it D6 plus 1 they'd become?
Yes.
Yeah, D6 plus 1. So 10 D6 plus 1. So on average, you're probably looking at 40 wounds
Yeah.
to roll.
Yeah, 40
roll.
dice.
40 dice
Yeah.
to roll for wounds.
With re-rolling wounds.
With re-rolling wounds. So if you're just fishing for 6s because it's a dev, I mean, there is a chance you do 10.
Yeah, average is 12, 15 at an absolute top end. Hell,
So
your dice could completely spike and you could completely one-shot a knight, but
I mean, there is every world that you could, like I said, end up with more like 50, 60 wounds.
yes.
And then the next thing you know, bear in mind you've also got Volcan if he's in there as well. He's D6 plus 3. So you could be looking at 50, 60 wound rolls to make with re-rolls to wound. In an infantry unit, that will just be cracked. And they can get +1 to wound as well.
Of course, yeah, but the devs wouldn't proc off that. But yeah, you'd be wounding on 5s. Possibly 4s if your strength is better.
And what would this is pretty crazy actually, because obviously you can take characters with pyroblasters as well. So
yeah, Captain making that CP 1, that strat 2 CP strat to 1 CP is great.
Yeah, I think it's strong. I think there's a build here. I think it's actually quite an exciting thing to look at building.
I'm just gonna go buy some Infernus.
Just go get your. I think it's going to be up there in the meta? No. Do I think that it would be probably do quite well in the right hands? Yeah. Salamander's players, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, with a new spanking model that looks absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that. I know some people were disappointed with his new model, but I actually think he looks dope.
I think he looks really nice compared to the tiny little model he currently is.
Has he got a tactical rock?
On the new model, I'm not sure. Probably everything's got a tactical rock.
As long as he's got his tactical rock to stand on.
Yeah, and look menacing.
And look menacing. Yes. Well, he's got a fancy spear as well, the Spear of Vulcan. So, hey, I'm for it. The fact that you can have a load of flamers doing death wounds, you're probably going to pick up most infantry units. It makes their Overwatch threat nuts.
Could we see 3 drop pods with 30 Infernus dropping turn 1?
Is it a bad thing? Would that be bad? I don't think it would.
Probably not. No.
If you need something flat dead, you want an infantry unit flat dead. You put Volcan 10 pyroblasters, and you probably pick up an infantry unit.
Yeah. Oh, easily. That kills. That probably kills. Death Guard Terminators quite easily.
Or at least maims them horrifically. And don't get me wrong, when they then move, you just maim them again.
Yeah, move. I dare you. Charge me. I dare you. Oh.
It's very good. I think today's been an interesting day for releases. This is why we thought we'd jump on and do a live stream. I hope you guys have enjoyed listening to just me and Simon just talk utter bollocks. And I think we're coming towards the end. What else is there for us to review? Has there been any other changes?
No,
that's it. We don't care about the combat patrol. We're not bothered by that. There's been no index card changes.
Until the White Scars combat patrol comes out, because I want to get that new character.
More of his own personal gain there, folks. But if you've
and the new Raven Guard Captain Master.
Yeah, he's cool as well. You just want all the toys.
Well, yeah, I've been buying blimmin' Dark Angels that I'm never going to use. Like
Dark Angels.
In the Circle Companions, I'm never going to use because Toby says they're terrible. Wasting my time.
Waste of time. Guys, we're going to head off now. Thank you for tuning in and listening to us ramble. I hope you've enjoyed it and enjoy the Slate Day theory crafting. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.